Hello world, hello Australia, Jamie here, the Crypto Koala. Now today guys, I've got Stephen Hyduchak. He's the CEO of the Bridge Protocol. Mate, it's great to have you here today.
It's great to be here, Jamie. I love talking to people from Australia. Give a quick little shout out to our friend Blockchain Brad. I know he's from the down under as well. So just great to be here and say hi to you both.
Definitely, mate. That guy's an absolute legend. He's a Neo legend. Yeah, sure. Hopefully he's watching this video. I'll send it to him afterwards as well, just so
we'll tag him in it. We'll make sure
hopefully he shares it for me. So, mate, we get straight into it, eh? So tell us in a nutshell what Bridge Protocol is all about.
So Bridge was created to reduce costs using blockchain. Short and sweet, I was doing consulting and we saw some problems. A lot of projects obviously wanted to be compliant in a time where we weren't sure. So one of the basic due diligence things that you can do is what's called know your customer, anti-money laundering checks, or KYC AML. So we provide that. So what we noticed was businesses were coming to us, they wanted that service. They didn't know what they needed involved with that. They had no idea of the cost. And then you had to say, hey, well, we can provide that, some of the businesses, but you need to have our APIs linked into your database. And it was just kind of complicated. So we said, the best things that we've noticed, whether it's ISO standards for manufacturing coming from an engineering background or finance, there's things called ISO standards. We wanted to standardize the process. So let's give everybody an easy way to have their customers KYC AML for their ICO or STO or a TGE, token generation event, whatever you'd like to call it. We can offer that service. The consumer just goes to the Google extension to download it. They certify the documents that they choose, and then you can pass that on to the business. And that's basically what it is. And I can tell you, we've priced out all the competition on 30 to 50% less than pretty much anyone on the market. And that cost will probably be anywhere between 70, 80% less after we finish what we're working on behind the scenes. So we're really excited about that for the new year here.
Awesome, man. I like the whole fact is that you streamline the whole KYC process. Just when you log all your identification documents, all your details, and you basically register and use your Neo wallet address, and it just makes the process so much easier. So, mate, how do you guys assist ICOs and STOs going into 2019 now with being compliant? How do you guys, save their money as well?
Sure. So I think it's a tough question. What we can assist is one portion of compliance. There's different things, and obviously, if you're looking to do a sale, talk to us. We're happy to revert you to some of the best attorneys that have led this. Worked on some really great projects, but it's a complicated process. But one of the things, like I said, that we can simplify is knowing your customers. So a lot of businesses are going to go offshore now to do their ICO or STO. They don't want to even deal with U.S. citizens, especially with the whole, is it a security, is it a utility question? But regardless of whether you're going offshore or not, one of the basics that any country, whether it's Philippines or Australia, they pass certain guidelines that if you're in a cryptocurrency exchange, you need to have a log of transactions over 10,000, similar to a bank. So you need to have basic information about that person. I'm a libertarian, and I love this space for those reasons. But to be realistic, we have to play by the rules, and the government kind of sets those rules. So what we wanted to do was create this to appease the blockchain libertarian people and appease regulators. So the tool lets you, you have to give your documents this one and only time. You give us your documents once. We don't store that information, but we certify that metadata. So if you're over 18, over 21, U.S. citizen or not, did you pass those watch list checks? We basically just store yes or no. And users can, this isn't concept anymore. You can go right into the Google store. You can get our extension. We had hundreds of initial signups when we first opened it. It was really exciting, and people wanting to pay for a better ID. So we have a lot of B2C use right now. So consumers get identity verification, and we're really excited about it.
I know we've second that stance, especially over 2018 on ICOs and with the securities classification, and hopefully Congress will pass that new bill that's just come in, changing the classification. So, mate, could you, I know you've been with Neo on the Neo ecosystem since the very start. So how's that going for you guys?
Well, we think out of all the blockchains out there, every day there's a new one. I mean, I've kind of lost track where we have the lightning speed, we have quicker, fast, smarter smart contracts, and all the above. But when you look down to the brass tacks of it all, what is out there that's usable? And really the only thing usable in blockchain right now is launching a token sale. That's one of the true business utilities of it. So from that standpoint, there's a lot of tools on Neo. There's a lot of, obviously Ethereum's a really great one, but Neo has a lot of future potential. We liked it because it was business minded. We have a great relationship with them. We're really looking forward to DevCon. I can announce here first with you that we're going to be doing a keynote there, so we're really excited. I hope everybody comes, and we'll be talking about what's called reg tech in the smart economy. So we're here to support Neo. We've hired some of the best from City of Zion, which was maybe Neo is I had to take some of their talent, but we're still contributing back to the ecosystem. So we're happy with that, and we're happy with it so far, and we think it has a bright future.
Oh, that's awesome. I noticed earlier on in the year as well that you partnered up with Switch.io, and then you're utilising that platform as a sort of a testing ground. Now, I know with Switch.io that they've been getting into interoperability. So that's been a really good feature, that they're able to trade ERC20 tokens, NEP5 tokens, and having that capability. Would you guys in the future be able to, or are you guys looking at interoperability in the future with the toll token, or creating a new token or something down them lines?
I think my main focus is, being from the business standpoint, is every day, like we just talked about, there's so many. It's kind of, we could shake all these blockchains up and see what's going to come out at the end, and who's going to win. Is it going to be private blockchains? Is it going to be these somewhat public/private blockchains? I'm not sure. But what we built with was in mind was our tool for standardizing identity. So what that means is, regardless of the blockchain, obviously right now we're taking payment in our token, which is a NEP5 Neo token, but we can easily create a key server contract, which is a basic storage contract on pretty much any blockchain that we want, that can take payment. So if we had a customer tomorrow say, and we have had this conversation, and I can tell you it's something we're looking at, do you have this solution in Ethereum? Because a lot of people obviously are adopting Ethereum. There's 100,000 developers. It's something that makes business sense. But at the end of the day, we want it regardless of blockchain. We don't want a user to say, hey, go over to Switch.io or hit BTC to buy this token, or Binance. Then you have to go to the exchange, you have to buy the token, you have to send it to us for payment, then you can get your customers through. It's a really cumbersome process. So we're working on some cool things that we would process off-chain that would take payment as a credit solution, regardless of whether you're paying in Bitcoin or Ether or US dollars or Neo. We want to be able to take everything to facilitate it for use of everyone. And my goal here in 2019 is, when you go on our tool, I want you to not even realize that it is a blockchain. I want you to say, this is a better ID, this is cheaper, it was really fast, and now I can go to my exchange or go to my bank or participate in this ICO, STO. So that's what we're really focused on.
So you mentioned a bit about going into the toll token. How's the toll token used?
So right now the toll token is a true utility, and I think it's one of the first out there. Besides some of these exchanges, like the great guys at Switch.io, like Jack and Ivan. I mean, there's incentives for using that token for discounted payment of trading fees, and same with ours. If you're paying right now, and we did this purposely, if you're paying right now in toll token for KYC AML checks, I mean, we're talking literally pennies on the dollar right now to get that done. and we're going to absorb that cost because there is a cost of all the research and development, but this is what we were given the money for to do, and we did it. So now our token gets you identity services. And one of the really cool things we're excited for, just mention real quick, is there's more than just KYC AML. We built this to be fluid and modular across different businesses where, we have a really good relationship. We're with the Constellation Group with Tyler from Moonlight, and everybody wants to address the problem of identity. I think we can realize that verification and identity is pretty much key to the blockchain. That's kind of the bread and butter behind a transaction. So we're going to be able to certify, whether you want to certify resumes on the blockchain, certify credentials, or we could authenticity of bananas, different things. We can do that all on ours. You don't need to fork a new blockchain or launch your own blockchain. You can literally use the Bridge Chrome extension. We can work with that business to say, hey, I want any banana over 4 days old as it comes through this checkpoint that's certified. It can come through, and the user could do that. So we're really excited about the expandability besides just KYC and AML.
I love how the actual toll token is a big incentive to use it for its utility purpose, especially with the Bridge Passport, which seems to be a key feature of Bridge Protocol. So could you tell us a bit about the actual Bridge Passport?
So it's pretty easy. I hope your listeners and we'll check it out. You can go to our website and click download now. We'll take you to the Chrome store to get it. But all it does is walk you through it. It gives you a Bridge ID inside of your passport. Then from there, one of the services right now that we're offering is obviously the KYC AML. You can go through the process. We use some really cool stuff, facial recognition. It will certify you to your documents. Once that's certified, you as the user will be able to see all those little bits that you certified. Like I said, whether you wanted to certify your name or city you're from or country of origin, different things like that. And you can actually see the actual checkbox and then say, well, I want to send ICOA or STOA only my country of origin and if I'm over 18 or not. You check those boxes, you get their public address like you would with NEO or anything else, and you can send that what's called a payload to them of that data. So they would only see that information that you as the user sends to them. So it kind of gives you the control to protect your identity. And I know, myself included, I think we're all just sick of sending our passports over to some random Chinese exchange that, they could be an exit scam or we don't know their business. So I think this kind of builds that trust in between all these different parties.
Oh, for sure. I mean, in the past, I've been ripped off by exchanges, and it's not a good feeling. And just having the ability to use the Bridge Passport to register all your details, and you can just use that straight away to get involved in ICOs, to get involved in exchanges, quick and easy, flawless. I've also seen the tutorial video, and it gives a really good explanation on how to navigate and how to get involved with the Chrome extension. Now, I've seen the Chrome extension. I'll put a link down below, guys, if you want to get involved with the Chrome extension. I wonder if you might be able to talk a bit more about the Chrome extension, because it seems like a really exciting, really good, easy to use feature that you've just released from Bridge.
Yeah, so like we were mentioning, talking about cross-chain or this and that, it's really hard to say, well, let's launch this interaction only on NEO. And we said, well, what can we do off-chain, through a normal software development that anybody could use, whether you have NEO or whether you have Ethereum, or even if you've never dabbled in the blockchain world. We wanted something pretty much everybody in the world uses Chrome. I know once in a while we may go back and forth through Firefox or different browser, but for the most part, whether you're on Mac or iOS or Windows, Chrome is there. And we said this is a really great way to get that exposure. We got approved in the Google Play Store, and it's very easy. It's a really light download. It comes right in the corner of your browser, just like you would any other type of MetaMask, like the wallet. It operates very similar to that. So that's out there for people to test. It's obviously free to download. We hope you do, and that's just the beginning of what we're working on. So we're really excited to share that.
Awesome, Steve. So what else have you got in store for 2019? You mentioned you're going to Neo DEFCON. You're going to be a keynote speaker, which is really exciting. Have you got anything else like planned for 2019?
Some of our goals are to really focus on, the technology behind it. Obviously we were blockchain guys. We have some of the best from the Neo side, and one of the things that we were like, well, now we got to step back. We've delivered the blockchain side of the business. Well, let's look at what else is next, whether that's artificial intelligence, multiple machine learning networks. How do we take the data that users are giving us and make that better and more learnable as they enter their information and protect them? So some of the first things that we did was, my brother Andrew, who's the CIO, what we did was containerize through something called Kubernetes. It's basically, if you know a little bit about it, it's basically a lightweight virtual machine. It allows people to download your software, but without running the whole stack. So it makes it very light, makes it portable for pretty much any business that wanted to run this. And that's just one of the future things that we did. We wanted to be, cutting edge. Obviously, it takes more time. There's not as much documentation and support, but we wanted to make sure that whatever systems we were using were as future-proof as we could do. So now we're really looking at the big data side of things, how to bring that cost down even lower. I mean, to be honest, my goal here in 2019 is to take these businesses that are offering KYC and AML, and I know pretty much every single one of them, and not only offer a better service, but do it for a way less price than they do, because the market's gotten out of control. It's kind of one of those things where compliance is a very loaded question. Just like when you call your attorney and the moment they pick up the phone, they're billing you at $1,000 an hour, and you're like, this is crazy. I'm just responding to your email. Well, compliance and KYC is the same thing. It's one of those things where not a lot of people know about, businesses included, and they charge you a heck of a lot of money. So we're really trying to disrupt not only that industry, but we're going to tie in blockchain with that and really make it useful at a way lower price. So that's what our big focus is.
Awesome, Steve. Mate, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. It's been a really good talk. Guys, I just offer a platform on which for Briggs to share on. Do your own research if you want to get involved with Briggs, and of course not a financial advisor. I'll put the links down below, guys. If you want to be an early user on the beta for the Chrome extension, check it out, guys. It looks really easy, really friendly to use, and they've got a really good video, as I've mentioned before, a tutorial video to check out. So thank you again, Steve, for your time today, and I'll catch you later, mate.
Thanks again, Jamie. It was great to talk to you as well, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, mate. See you later, mate. Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.